In this video, we're going to look at the example on page 567 and show you how to use this formula to find the area of a triangle. If you look at this diagram, to find the area of a triangle, normally you would need to know the base or the perpendicular height. I don't know what the base is. The base, I mean, if it's this distance here, I would have to work this distance out, but then I would have no way of knowing the perpendicular height. Likewise, if this was the base, how would I find the perpendicular height? So it's just not altogether that easy. But there is a formula in coordinate geometry, page 18 of your tables, that allows you to do it. And you might have copped on fairly quickly that there's only x1, y1, and x2 and y2 here, whereas a triangle has 3 points, A, B, and C. So what we do in order to use this formula is we're going to have to move one of the points to 0, 0. And we use a translation to do that. Now, I have the point A, and the point A is 2, 1. If I move that point to 0, 0, what have I done? Well, I've taken away 2 from the x value, and I've taken away 1 from the y value. So, I've taken 2 from x, and I've taken 1 from y. Now, in a translation, if you can remember from your junior cert, a translation moves a shape in a certain direction. So I'm going to move that triangle in that direction. So I've moved the point A to there. But I also have to move C as well, B and C. So if we look at B, B is the point 4, 3. So I do the exact same thing to B as I did to A. I take 2 from its x coordinates, so 4 becomes 2. And I take 1 from its y coordinates, so 3 becomes 2. Now then the point C is, this is B, this is 4, 3. Might be a little bit different from the book, and then it says in the book that's D, who cares, just that's 1, 4. So C is the point 1, 4. So I also take 2 from the x coordinate, and I take 1 from the y coordinate, because that's exactly what I've done in moving A to 0, 0. I've subtracted 2 from the x coordinate and 1 from the y coordinate. So I do the same to B and C, and then so C would go to minus 1, 3, so that just goes to there, and then B goes to 2, 2. So I still have a triangle. And it's more or less the same triangle, except it's just been moved along. Now I can use the formula. And I use the 2 points that still have values. I don't use 0, 0. So I label these x1, y1, and x2, y2. Now, half the absolute value of x1, y2, these straight brackets, they're more or less just like normal brackets, except your answer cannot be negative, because if you think about it, you cannot have a negative area. So a half of x1, which is 2, and then y2, which is 3, minus x2, which is minus 1, times y1, which is 2. Now at this point you can stick all of that into the calculator. The button in question is there. It's the ABS button. See it here? ABS. So you can type in the absolute value. So if we do a half, the absolute value of, so just type it in the way it's seen there, 3, and then minus bracket, minus 1, and times 2. And the end bracket is already up there for you, see it? So that gives you an answer of 4. And it's 4 square units because it's an area. Now we'll just do another quick example of this. This is question 2 on page 567. So you've got the point x, y, and z, and you have to find the area of that triangle. Move one of the points, it doesn't matter which one, to 0, 0. Now what have you done to move 5, 3 to 0, 0? You've subtracted 5 from x, and you've subtracted 3 from y. You can move any of the points, I'm just moving the first one. So I do the same thing here. I subtract 5 from x, so 5 from 1 is minus 4, and I subtract 3 from 6, that gives me 3, because that's what I've done to x. Likewise, z, I subtract 5 from the x value, and I subtract 3 from the y value. Now label these points x1, y1, x2, y2, and now we can use this formula, x1, y2 minus x2, y1. It's in your table, it's page 18. So substitute it in, 1/2 the value of, so x1 is minus 4, y2 is 2, x2 is minus 2, and y1 is 3. And when you put all of that into your calculator, so it'll give you out, so if I just work it out here, minus 4 by 2 is minus 8, minus 2 by 3 is minus 6, and then take it away. So that gives me minus 2, so if we stick that half, the absolute, so 1/2, the absolute value of minus 2 equals 1 unit squared. So quite a small triangle, and that's 2 examples of that formula.